Don't ask me to talk.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Join me, Stacey Heller,
And me, Eric Ryder.
as we talk about what's good to watch, read, see, listen to, and more.
An edutaining 1 hour break in your day that includes the segment, What Are We Eating? Sponsored by Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Stick with us for something good.
Hey everyone, welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk here on 880 AM Kixie. This is a program that's a distraction from the negative stuff that we consume daily. We focus on the good stuff because good stuff should be shared. I'm Stacey Heller and I am joined by my co-host, Eric Ryder.
Hey, it's me. Good afternoon and happy Thursday and happy, what are we talking, July 7th now?
I know it's
Can you
crazy.
believe it?
I mean, and that means that summer has officially started at the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
Because, the saying goes that summer really starts after the 4th. And so we're in it. The weather's in it.
Yeah, well, we've been all over the place with the weather. It's like super hot and sunny and then cloudy and cool and then super hot and sunny and then cloudy and cool. So,
It's like a mood ring. Seattle is like a mood ring. How about that?
Okay.
Did you ever have a mood ring when you were a kid?
Never did. I think that might have been a little before my time. Although I think that's one of those things that comes back every 20 years or so, makes a comeback like lava lamps.
Right. Well, and if you shop at Spencer Gifts, then lava lamps really never go out of style.
Gotcha.
That is assuming that Spencer Gifts is still around. Do you remember what Spencer Gifts is?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right? It's the place where all the kids went and it had all the
Which
wacky
makes me
stuff.
wonder, will malls come back in 20 years? I mean, because that was a huge thing for a long time, and then they disappeared. And Spencer's Gifts, a mall staple, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, I know that Bellevue Square works really hard to have the area that, Bellevue Square or the collection, as they call it, to have it be like a third space, right? You've got home and either work or school, and to have it be that third place. And it's hard to create that community because I remember as a kid traveling in packs and going to Claire's and Spencer Gifts and the pretzel place and the yogurt place and all that.
Yeah. In the 80s, there was no bigger thing really than, your local shopping mall.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
And speaking of, I recently went to the Super Mall, as they used to call it, for the first time in at least a decade. And, now it's called the Outlet Collection.
oh, wait, where is this?
In Auburn.
Oh, and how was it?
It was okay. It was about the same as it was a decade ago last time I went. But last time I went, it was the Super Mall. And now it's the Outlet Collection, which just kind of goes to show, the different steps that these shopping centers or shopping malls, as they used to be called, are going to try and make it seem like they're cool, they're with it, But what was funny is that they named the streets like Super Mall Boulevard, Super Mall Avenue. So when they changed the name, they had to go rename the streets too.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting. Well, and I don't know about you, but I find that when I outlet shop, once upon a time, it was truly where the goods and wares from a particular store would go to the outlet and you would get a deal. Now they run full production lines of things for the outlet. And, it's okay, that doesn't feel like
kind of
such
defeats
a
the
deal.
purpose of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing. And it's not how it used to be when I was a kid. I'm just saying.
True. But I did get a good deal on a beach hat at the H&M outlet. So that was kind of fun.
What kind of beach hat did you go with?
Just a straw fedora.
Oh, okay. I can see you wearing that. That's good. I have a massive head. And so I have to wear men's sized straw hats because otherwise nothing fits me and it looks ridiculous.
I think this hat would probably fit you pretty well.
All right. Well, I mean, there's a big head here. So, hey,
And not just metaphorically.
no, literally. Yeah, on every level, I have a big head. So last week it was Blink 182 Day, which you and I talked about, and you were like, seriously, they get a day of all the bands in this town and this kind of thing.
Right.
Well, turns out that I think the next or the day before,
Where's Green Day Day? I mean,
I know.
They had far more
know.
success than Blink 182. I
I
just don't get it. That's all. I don't really have anything against them. I just don't get how they're still a thing to this day. Like a band from that time period, the early noughts, I think, was their heyday. And, had maybe 2-3 hits, but really, there's a ton of people that had 2-3 hits around that time that we're not talking about now.
Right? A rabid fan base. Well,
or fans with rabies.
Well, okay, maybe. Well, and I thought it was interesting that, here it was around the time that Travis Barker, who is part of Blink 182, went into the hospital with acute pancreatitis. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't bring this on somehow, did I? I hope he's okay.
I'm more curious if tattoo ink can cause acute pancreatitis.
Because
that guy has probably absorbed more tattoo ink than maybe anybody else on the planet.
Well, and don't you remember as a kid that you were, you had to be careful about lead getting into your system and
right.
This whole thing about if a pen or a pencil point breaks into your finger, like the lead, it can be really bad. I'm like, all that ink can't be great.
I would think, but tons of people have tons of tattoos and seem to be doing fine. So, but when you've covered every pore of your body like he has, it does make me wonder if you're still able to breathe normally.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, if there's anybody that is listening to the show, let us know. We're curious about this. It's not like it's a good thing or a bad thing. We're just curious. What is the deal? Are there any long-term potential negative effects of having that level? That's like Pete Davis. Is it Davis? No, Pete. What's his
Davidson?
name? Davidson. Yes, thank you. And Machine Gun Kelly. There's a lot of people that have that many tattoos.
Post Malone.
Yep. Oh my gosh, Post Malone, who is adorable and very funny and very tattooed. So anyway, I'm just curious. Somebody tell me. There must be somebody that is listening to the show that either has a lot of tattoos or knows a tattoo artist. And I'm gonna find out the answer to the question.
I think these days, you and I not having a lot of tattoos, we're the exception rather than the rule.
That is probably true, honestly.
So they must be doing fine.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure.
But we'll find out in 50 years or so if there's real complications.
That's true. Okay, so are you ready to talk about what today is, July 7th?
Is it Green Day Day?
It is not.
Okay.
Eric, you're going to have to make that happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't really care if there's a Green Day Day either. But considering that there was Blink 182 Day, I thought if you're going to have the power pop punks, whatever you want to call it, bands have a day, they were the bigger group.
How about Violent Femmes Day?
Hey, I'd celebrate that.
Right? And that whole Blister in the Sun album. And I mean, I feel like I know the words to every song on that album.
Self-titled debut from 1982, I believe. And yeah, I think that probably connects with teenagers probably just about better than anything that's ever come out. It's about the most angsty record you ever heard, but so catchy.
Right? Oh my gosh. I mean, I have a picture of me in that particular period of time when I was listening to that album, and angst does not even begin to describe it. I'll have to send you the picture. I've actually added it as part of my email signature line for my business. I decided to put an angsty version of myself from the 80s. I mean, because why not?
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I will share it with you. So today it is Tell the Truth Day, which apparently has to do with relationships, which, I mean, I don't know, call me crazy, but shouldn't you be telling the truth every day?
Yeah. I would think if you're just reserving it for one day a year, you're probably doing it wrong.
Right. So that feels weird. It is also Strawberry Sundae Day. Now, I don't know what I think about Strawberry Sundae Day. I mean, I'm not a sundae person with strawberries. Like, I'm not a fruit with ice cream person necessarily. So that to me is like a banana split. If you're going to have strawberries, then just go straight for a banana split. And otherwise, have a hot fudge sundae.
I'm down for any of those.
Oh, well, you're clearly more easygoing than I am about these things. However, it is World Chocolate Day and International Peace and Love Day. Now, one has to wonder if World Chocolate Day and International Peace and Love Day, like, it all makes sense, right? Like, everybody loving chocolate, it brings peace and love. Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe a little bit of chocolate could grease the wheels towards more peace and love.
Right?
What's so funny about chocolate, peace, and love? And understanding.
I don't know.
As long as we're pulling out the old music references from the early 80s or late 70s, then might as well.
That was good. That was very good. Do you know anybody that doesn't like chocolate? I think one person.
I actually do know a person that doesn't like chocolate, and it's my sister, and I trust my sister. I love my sister, but when she says she doesn't like chocolate, I still kind of feel like maybe she's lying, because how is that possible that you don't like chocolate?
I agree. I'm like, what chocolate have you had? Like,
right.
What's your experience been? I don't understand people that don't like chocolate. I mean, no judgment. And maybe, I mean, obviously if there's allergies or something, then,
right.
I have a friend actually who has done a lot of advocating for EpiPens with allergies and the reactions that you can have when you've got like anaphylaxis and this whole thing. And one of the things that was interesting to learn about this is if you have a severe allergy like that, then your body doesn't even like it. So if you're allergic to chocolate, most likely your body isn't even going to crave it. So that's the only thing I can think of, is that people that don't like chocolate have some kind of a reaction to it.
Maybe.
And right. And so I wonder if there's a heightened sensitivity to chocolate and they react a certain way. I don't know.
Maybe they're just part dog.
Maybe they're part dog.
Dogs and cats can't have chocolate,
That is true.
And isn't that crazy that, dogs and cats can, they can eat all kinds of stuff that we can't, but they can't have chocolate. They can't have grapes either. What's the deal?
Wait, okay. First of all, I can't have grapes because, bad things happen. But how does somebody figure out that they can't have grapes?
Well, because unfortunately some dogs have died from eating grapes. So
really, what does it do to them?
Well, it has a toxic reaction for them. So
wow,
you got to be careful with what food you give your pets, for sure, because you may think. And my dog Gertie was just like begging me for grapes the other day. Like, are you suicidal, kid? Come on, what are you doing? So.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting. Now,
don't give your dogs grapes.
All right,
or chocolate.
A PSA for you.
Yes.
My cats, two of them, one who is no longer with us and one who is, they like roasted asparagus. Not sauteed, not boiled, not microwaved, roasted asparagus. It is the most bizarre thing. I don't know.
Interesting.
Pets are weird. So anyway, so those are the days that it is today. So, the month that I'm most excited about is World Chocolate Day. Do you have a favorite candy bar?
That is a good question because I like pretty much all of them, but a favorite, that's tough. I really like Cadbury has a fruit and nut bar that I think is really good. That's got some raisins and almonds in it, I believe. And yeah, typically any like dark chocolate with fruit and nut is going to be my favorite. How about you?
I guess I can never go wrong with a Kit Kat, which is just a classic.
Yeah.
And then I have always said that if I were on a deserted island and I had to pick one sweet to bring, I would bring M&Ms because the advertising campaign when I was growing up was melts in your mouth, not in your hands. And so I figured, well, they won't melt and they're cheery. And so, that would make me happy, right?
Hey, M&Ms are good. They're hard to resist, that's for sure.
They are.
And the one that's ubiquitous that I love is Snickers. As I think about it, like whenever, like every Halloween, people bring in candy for the office here, and I try my best to avoid it because I'm trying to not have the empty calories. But anytime I see a Snickers, fun size or otherwise, I can't help myself. I give in to a Snickers at every single time.
Well, and their tagline is dead on. It really is satisfying.
Yes.
I mean, and their campaign that they started with Betty White so long ago was just a brilliant campaign because it, when you're hangry, it's not good. And Snickers really does satisfy and it fills you up. Empty calories for sure, but it gets you through. So, that's key. I love it. Okay. Well, I think that I am in agreement with you, though, that there are not really many candy bars that I don't like, but definitely love the classics, which reminds me of what we are going to be talking about today, of course, which last week we picked classic family games.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This should be an interesting conversation. I do want to remind people, of course, that if you like this show, awesome. Tell your friends about it. If you listen to the podcast, or if maybe you didn't know there was a podcast version, then wherever you listen to podcasts, check it out. You can subscribe to it. So if you missed the live version, you can listen to it later. We would so appreciate it if you rated it and maybe even made a comment. And also be sure to check out my other show, Stacy Connects. You can find that wherever you listen to podcasts too. And another reminder is if you have something to share, like perhaps about tattooing, or you have a topic or something good to share, remember that you can text or call us at 475-999-2726. We would love to get feedback from you and hear
or you
what
could
you
dial
think is good.
475-999-BRA6.
I do like that one. It's really a toss-up between, I think, that, Cram, and Bran.
That's true. 475-999-BRAN.
Okay. You got to put some music behind this, Eric.
I'm working on it.
Okay. All right. Good. Because, you're the wizard with this stuff. So did you break out the games for when we are going to talk about them when we come back? Did you play this past week?
I would have liked to do that, but I actually never got around to it. So I'm just going to have to access the old memory vault when talking about these classic games, because it's been a long time since I played a board game.
All right. Well, then let's take a break. And then when we come back, we can talk about these games and more. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacy and Eric.
Don't ask me to talk. Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am your host, Stacy Heller, joined by our other host, Eric Ryder. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm the one that does most of the talking. Like, let's just be honest here. You add your own colorful commentary, and I just yammer on and on and on. So while
I don't think you yammer. I think you get the conversation started, and then I like to hopefully complement that conversation with, to make it a discussion here. But
I like that.
You're the conversation starter for sure.
Oh, like fire starter. Makes sense. I have red hair then. I emailed you, by the way, my email signature that has the angsty picture of me from the 80s. So you'll have to take a look at that and let me know what you think. Did you get it?
Yes, and I got to say, this doesn't look like you. It looks angsty, but maybe it's just because it's so small, but you look very different now.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I smile now, and my hair is less fluffy, and I'm not wearing 1,000 bracelets on my one wrist and a watch that doesn't work.
I like the outfit, though.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so you did not have time to play board games, and I didn't really either. However, as I have mentioned, I am at the lake house, and we have brought most of our board games here because, I don't know, summertime, rainy days, cloudy days,
right.
Evenings, it's a perfect time for board games. And what's funny is the thing that Pete and I pulled out the other night was a puzzle.
Cool.
I mean, it's not a board game,
right.
but it is a classic.
It's still in that genre of things, family activities that you can do involving cardboard.
Right. Nice. I like that. The other thing.
But what was the picture on the puzzle?
I'm so glad you asked. I found a puzzle that is of the state of Washington, and it had so the whole state with all of the different kind of areas and like the commerce that's or the attraction that is associated with that area. So, in central Washington, there was the rodeo, and there's the wind farms and cherries and tulips and, the Space Needle and the ferries. And I learned so much about Washington and the various things. I was like, I didn't know that this had something to do with Washington. There was gold bars in one part of the puzzle, and
Was it in Gold Bar, Washington?
Is that a place?
I believe so.
Is it in the kind of northwestern part of the state? No, northeastern? No. North, south, east. Yeah, northwestern part of the state.
Let me look at exact location for you.
Because I was like, Gold Bars, what's that about?
Yeah, it's kind of east of Sultan
Okay.
on US 2, between Sultan and Index.
Interesting. I was wondering, I was like, is there some hidden gold in them thar hills that I don't know about?
It's entirely possible.
I mean, it was really kind of fascinating. So that was a really fun puzzle to do.
Nice.
And
That does sound
I
like fun.
I'm a big puzzle person. Okay, have you ever done a puzzle with somebody and they don't approach the puzzle the same way as you?
I got to say, it's been probably 40 years since I did a puzzle, so I don't remember too much about it. But it seemed like to me the strategy that pretty much everybody that I did a puzzle with, including myself, was to get the edge pieces laid out first and connected, and then work inward. What about you?
Absolutely the same. Lay out all the pieces and then go through them, turn them over so that you can see them. Start with the outside edges and then once that's done, then start grouping like pieces together. Like there was the flag. So, flag pieces together and then putting them in the general area of where they go. My husband, he's crazy. He was like, he got bored of doing the edges and then he just started putting random pieces together. I was like, it has been 30 years and I did not know that this was your approach to puzzle doing. And I don't know if I can get over this.
I mean, I don't think you can really do it wrong unless for some reason you're on a time crunch. But, as long as you're having fun, I think that's the most important thing, right?
This isn't about fun, Eric. Okay, maybe it is. Well, and playing a board game, it's hard to find a good board game that you can play with just two people. Now,
Yeah.
I am a huge fan still of Battleship, and it's something that I used to play with the kids if they were homesick for the day and they were starting to feel better and they were bored, and we would play Battleship a lot. And I love playing Battleship and trying to be strategic and think about where they would go and also think about how they would plot out their ships.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was one that I didn't own, but I remember at friends' houses playing that and having a good time. I also really liked Connect 4. I had a travel version of that even, and I remember playing that quite a bit. And pretty sneaky, sis. Having a good time with the Connect 4, even though it's like just vertical checkers essentially, but it was good.
That's a really fun one. Now, how do you feel about Monopoly?
Monopoly, yes. I actually do own Monopoly. I bought a Star Wars edition of Monopoly, I want to say 15, 16 years ago. And I think I've played it like twice. But I think it's a fun game, but it's one of those that goes on for a long time. So, you kind of have to have everybody on board to play for a weekend, or you just set a timer and say, look, when this goes off, whoever's ahead wins.
Right.
And I think, those little hacks can make it a little more fun.
I also think you find out a lot about a person in how they play Monopoly. Like, how you keep your money, how you set it up. Do you put it out like it's, in a register type thing? Do all your dollars have to be facing the same way? Or is it just like a pile of cash? Are you diligent about nabbing people when they land on your space, or are you sort of half paying attention? I feel like Monopoly is one of those games that could be added to some sort of a psychological evaluation. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's really hard to find somebody that will agree to play Monopoly with you at this point. And since you need more than two people usually for it to be any fun, that one's a tough one to get
did
done.
you play with free parking where anytime you had to pay like for community chest or, for taxes that it went into the middle and it was free parking?
Yeah, I think I did play that as a kid, but I don't remember the last couple of times if that's what we did or not.
Yeah, that is, it's one of those things where that concept, it's like how, like the fandom has demanded that that's how it be played. And I think a lot of people play it that way, but that's not actually the rules, which I was stunned to learn later in life that that's not the rules. I was like, what do you mean that's not the rules? Of course that's the rules. That makes total sense. Turns out it's not the rules. Okay, what about Trouble? Do you remember the game Trouble?
I don't, but I just want to say a quick side note on Monopoly before we move on.
Yeah.
There's a fascinating history behind the development of Monopoly that we don't have time to cover here, but if you're interested, I'd recommend checking that out. I think I listened to a podcast about it, but also, of course, there's online like Wikipedia or whatever articles that go into it. It's pretty fascinating. Like somebody, the first person that developed it, basically it was stolen from them, the idea, and then that person got rich off of it, and then Parker Brothers bought it from them, and it just goes on and on, all kinds of different developments and backstabbing and stuff. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Just like the game itself, really.
Yeah.
So you can get rich off of it, or you could end up destitute.
That is fascinating. Well, do you remember also the Game of Life?
I do remember the Game of Life. Yep.
The best thing about that game was the spinner, the sound that it made.
Yeah,
I liked the spinner.
I remember liking the fact that you had little plastic mansions, and then kind of dreaming about, maybe I could have a plastic mansion at some point to live in.
a powder blue car with a wife and 4 children,
right? And
live in the plastic mansion and whatever.
And I always thought like Life must have come out like in the 80s because of the plastic mansions or whatever, but that's one that goes way, way back as well. That's one of the first board games ever made was Life.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and
Milton Bradley.
They must have to update the salaries and the jobs over time.
I would imagine, yes.
Right, because I feel like you've got to be in keeping with like what the latest is. Because can you imagine a kid now doing it and like you're making $50,000 and it's like, so I'm a teacher. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, what are some other classics that you remember playing? Did you play Risk as a kid?
I did play Risk, and I feel like I played Strategy or Strategery or one of those. Stratego. Yeah. I remember playing those for sure. But I think probably the one that got played the most, aside from chess, because I was a little bit of a chess buff for a little while, was Scrabble.
Oh, really?
To this day, I think that might be the easiest to get a group of people involved with is Scrabble.
My in-laws are big Scrabble players, and it gets me super intimidated. And we play now. We have a text group, and everybody shares their Wordle and how they've done. And I'm like, okay, I'm like right in there with where they are and figuring out these words. And Bananagrams is very similar to Scrabble and coming up with words. So I'm able to play. I'm just not as strategic about Scrabble. I just sort of play like, look, I made a word, and I'm not looking at every like, is it a triple letter? Is it a, double word, that kind of thing. I'm just always like, oh, look, it fits in that spot and I can use most of my letters. Awesome. So that's kind of that's not the best approach for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it's like when you get your hand, it's like you're torn because like the highest point letters are also sometimes the hardest to use in the game. So you're like alternately excited, like, woo, I got a Q, to like, where the heck am I going to put this Q? You know?
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and so then you have to learn all the little ins and outs, like
Right.
that QI is considered a word.
S is the best letter to get, because then
Oh,
you
yeah.
add that on the end to just about anything, make it
Totally.
plural, and then you get all those points.
Oh, it's totally the best. All right, so you really played a lot of the classics.
Yeah, I mean,
chess is like, hello, it's been around forever.
Doesn't
It's
get much more classic than that.
right? And Scrabble. What about Clue?
Clue. I've seen the movie. One of the few movies that based on a board game, but I don't know that I've ever played the game.
It is. If I can like really focus on it, then I can do okay. Typically, though, I cannot focus. I get totally like, what did this person say? Like, where were they? And so I don't think that I've ever gone ahead and tried to guess first. It's just, I sort of am along for the ride on that one. It's fun, though.
Yeah, totally. I mean, who doesn't want to be Colonel Mustard or Mrs. White or whatever?
Professor Plum.
Professor Plum, yeah.
Exactly. That was a good movie, kind of. It was weird.
Yes, that was one where they created different endings for it. And then depending on what theater you went to, you got a different ending for it, which I'm not sure has ever been done before or since, but pretty fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. And it had a pretty all-star cast, if I recall.
Great cast, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And if you've seen the movie Knives Out, that was a couple years ago, that movie definitely very clearly influenced by Clue.
Oh, yeah, for sure, which was such a good movie. I love that movie. And apparently they're coming out with the second one, which...
Knives Out, too.
Yeah, so I'm sort of curious because it's one of those, like, why can't we leave well enough alone? But that's
put those knives topic. Away.
Exactly. Exactly.
But that movie, James Bond and Captain America in the same movie, sign me up.
I mean, I'm with you. That was it was such an unexpected movie too. And that's the thing that I think so many people really responded to, the fact that it was like, we haven't seen this. This hasn't been done a whole bunch of times. And I think Clue, it was such a good movie, but it was derided because, it's a board game. And, right. How could they actually do something with this? And it's like, no.
Well, because most board games don't have that kind of a detailed story. So making a movie based on it, it's kind of dumb. Like, there was no need for the Battleship movie, honestly.
Well, isn't that every war movie ever?
Well, true. But I mean, again, what storyline did you have in Battleship aside from, two fleets of ships trying to sink each other?
This is true. Although I'm pretty sure that there was a movie with Sean Connery in the 80s or 90s that was like about submarines or something.
Of course. Yeah. Wasn't that The Hunt for Red October?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I mean, there's great stories that can be told about submarines and war and all kinds of stuff. But just Battleship itself, the game doesn't have anything except for some boats shooting at each other. That's not a story.
This is true. Did you ever play the game? Oh my gosh. How can I forget it?
Memory?
Okay, that's funny. Clearly, I did not do well at that. No, I was going to say Chutes and Ladders and Candyland.
Oh, yeah. I remember playing those as a toddler, but, you outgrow those ones pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, well, you do. And it helps with the counting. And the other one that I like is Sorry. We played that a lot as a kid. When we were kids, and sending people back, and you had to get a certain role and that kind of thing. And it's kind of cool that our kids have gotten or have stayed really interested in games. We play more, we play some board games, but we more often than not play card games. And we have some family favorites that we play. We play something called Quiddler. We play something called Five Crowns. These are card games.
Okay. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, they're one of them is using words. The other is
I know you got it. Go ahead. Sorry, finish your thought.
Oh, just getting runs of numbers with the other one. So those are really fun.
And I know you got to play Trivial Pursuit.
You know, nobody will play with me.
I haven't played it in a long time, but I remember that being a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I found out that I get a little competitive. I'm not normally a competitive person, but playing Trivial Pursuit for some reason gets me like all wound up, like, people that bet on sports or whatever. Yeah.
This is why people don't want to play with me, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I know that. And, I apparently become a knowledge jerk or something. So I don't know, whatever.
We'll get, when we get together sometime, we'll play around.
Well, you'll win.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like this is in our future.
But yeah, we'll have to sign like a Trivial Pursuit prenup or something where it's exactly like any anger that's there stays with the game, and then we let it all go at the end, regardless of who won, who questioned whose dignity and intelligence.
Exactly.
We just let it go at the end of the Trivial Pursuit.
Well, and that's the thing with family game nights. I think it's so cool when, I love the fact that our family will still continue to get together even as adults and hang out and play games and whatever. And the family dynamics are so funny. And, if you can walk away with a sense of humor and not take it too seriously, then it can be really fun. And everybody just regresses to their childhood version of themselves. So it's an interesting thing. And I feel like people forget about how fun games can be. And now there's even really cool games that you can play that, in a pinch, dare I say it, using your phone to play a game. Like there's the Heads Up game that you can do. And if you're trying to distract your kids, and you're waiting in line or something like that, you can play Heads Up. That's really fun. And then there's the game called One Night. It's about the whole werewolves and villagers and all that kind of stuff. That's a really fun game. So there's a ton of great games that people have come up with that have gone beyond the classic board games and are now really, really cool and engaging. So, there is a lot to play out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. But do you think today's generation has any interest in that? Do you think people now are getting together around their Nintendos or Segas or whatever? Yeah, I'm not even plugged into what the current video console is now. I'm still talking about the ones from the 90s, but I know that there's very popular Xbox, whatever volume we're on now. Do you think more families are getting together around the video game console these days as opposed to board games?
I think that kids, I know my sons, they will play with each other and they'll play video games together because, now you can play with people. For a while there, the game Among Us, which is an app that you can play and you can play with a bunch of people. We played that as a family. That was really fun. And we could be anywhere and playing it. So there is some of that. I don't know if it definitely feels like something that you get together and you're all together for, the holidays or for a weekend or for a whatever. But all of that to say, there are a lot of places that these days are like bars or cafes and things that have a theme of engaging with board games and other types of games that people can play while they're hanging out. So, it's still happening. And I'm a big fan, and I feel like it could happen more. I mean, put down your phones for a little while and just have a good old fashioned night of classic game playing.
Well, they must be popular still because, people are still coming out with new ones, like Cards Against Humanity is one of those super popular games. And I don't know, I haven't played any of these, but I know like Settlers of Catan was a big thing. And, I think D&D is making a big comeback.
I don't think it ever went anywhere with
well,
a certain group.
That's probably true, but I think Stranger Things has really kind of reignited people's D&D experience.
That's true.
But so maybe we'll see Monopoly and Life make a big comeback at some point. Who knows?
You never know. It's pretty cool. If there is a game that somebody that's out there listening plays or remembers or wants to share, then remember, you can let us know. Reach out and tell us what that game is. You can text or call and leave a message for 475-999-2726, or Eric,
475-999 Bra 6.
Wait, what was that one? Oh, Bra 6.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
well, I was thinking, is there one that would be more game specific? And the best I had was 475-99 Zap Ann.
Oh, that's not bad.
Hey, if somebody's a big fan of laser tag out there, which I think is still being played, dial 475-99 Zap Ann.
Perfect. All right. Well, that was kind of fun. I wonder what game would pair best with Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Ooh, something that was easily cleaned off, I would think, because otherwise you're going to get some sandwich on your board game. Yep.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's find out. We're going to be joined by Vance, and we'll ask him, like, what he recommends. What would he pair with certain games? And
what would he Parcheesi with? a charcuterie plate.
There you go. I mean, I'm just saying that part was a little cheesy.
Yes. No, I've been trying to figure a way to squeeze in Parcheesi into this. Do you remember Parcheesi?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But try to figure out a way to squeeze just that word in because it's fun to say.
It's a good word. It is a good word. All right. Well, then keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We will be back with our show sponsor and the owner of Dingfelder's Delicatessen and Nourish Catering, Vance Dingfelder. Keep listening.
Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging. Don't ask me to talk.
Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Stacy Heller, joined, of course, by Eric. Hey, you're back.
Absolutely. Ready to hear about what we're eating.
Exactly.
With the Lord of the Sandwich.
The Lord himself. So after a acrimonious, hopefully not, night of playing board games with your family, what better way to start the fresh new day than with maybe breakfast from Dingfelder's? So, Vance, what are you thinking?
Breakfast from Dingfelder's. When you say that, the first thing that literally pops into mind is Saturday and Sunday mornings, because we open at 9 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. And what do you have on a Saturday or a Sunday morning? You have really good bagels with some cream cheese and lox, or our in-house smoked salmon, which is to die for. We spoke about that. And we do sturgeon, sable on availability. And then our whitefish is to die for. It's so good, and our whitefish salad is phenomenal. And our bagel sandwiches come with organic heirloom tomatoes that are ripened, thinly sliced red onions, some capers, pickles, and coleslaw on the side. And if you want potato salad instead of the coleslaw, you can sub it. So when I think breakfast, that's what I think. We have something special on our menu. And when it runs out, we run out, and then you can get it cold. It's our hash.
Oh,
It's our corned beef and pastrami hash. And it's mimicked from a bar in New York City called P.J. Clark's.
oh, yes,
And
done
P.J.
there.
Clark's has this prime rib hash that was just amazing. It was a hangover beater, basically.
Yep.
And I wanted to create a hash that was flavorful and chunky, not this ground, stuff that you've seen,
Dog
stuff
food.
Stuff out of the can. It's just wrong. It's dog food. Yes, that's what we used to call it. I wanted to have something that resembled that. So we put chunks of yellow Yukon Golds and russets and peppers, organic peppers and onions, and we even put some Mama Lil's peppers in it, and it's spicy, it's yummy, and you can get a poached egg on it.
Oh my gosh.
So, you want to talk, I used to do late night hash when I first opened.
I remember. Here's the deal. You can do it warm, like you said, but I have also bought the hash, brought it home, put it in my cast iron skillet, and then put eggs over it and cooked it in the oven. And it is amazing.
So you made a frittata out of the hash.
Well, I mean, I made I put
thing.
a big thing of the hash in the cast iron skillet and then cooking the eggs over it.
And then throw it in the oven. And bake it. Oh, wow. That's a great idea, Stacey. I got to give that a shot, actually. I bet it's good. That's a good way to do it.
So good. And you're right. It is perfect hangover food. What?
You put salt and pepper on it?
Of course.
Okay. Because it's got to have a little salt and pepper on eggs. And,
of course.
It sounds really good. You have a bagel with that. Toasted bagel with butter, right? And that's just, or even a bagel with cream cheese and lox. I mean, how bad?
Or your rye.
Well, the rye, I was thinking Kaiser roll, really. Kaiser roll was the first thing that came. Like, how cool would it be to butter a Kaiser roll and take a scoop of that frittata hash mixture, throw it on that, and have that?
With the egg on top and some cheese, now it's like sloppy hash.
I have an inkling that this is going to be on a menu. This might be a menu thing, sloppy hash. Because
sloppy hash,
who doesn't
baby.
like it to be sloppy,
Maybe we can come up with a better, more appetizing name than sloppy hash. But
Eric, sloppy is good. We can call it.
Stacey's
no, Stacey. You're not getting this. Wait, Stacey. Stacey?
Oh man.
How about we call it? We call it. Why don't we do something like Happy Hash?
I like that.
Hangover hash.
Hangover hash.
There you go.
We'll call it. We'll call it a hangover hash sandwich.
Oh my goodness! So we're creating new items for the menu of Dingfelders right here live on the air.
We're reopening. Okay, it's Terry Fletcher, my contractor, has been taking 7 months to do this.
Okay.
And he said, oh, no problem. It's going to take about 6-8 weeks.
Everything always takes longer than you think.
Oh, you know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be, you know what? People just have to keep stopping in.
We're blessed. You know what we could really use, Stacey? If any of your listeners, we need counter help. A lot of our staff is going off. They're college students, and they're on their way to their careers. It's unfortunate that we're losing, 4 of the 6 people that we had working in the front of the deli. And it just happened. It's a transitionary period. But we're having a tough time finding people. And, Dingfelder's is a fun place to work. It's not easy, but you make good money.
You make great money.
People who work the front, they're doing, $25, $26, $27 an hour with tips.
Wow.
That's not bad, right? Especially for a young person.
If I had the time, you could pay me in food, and I would do it because it's that good. And unfortunately, we're out of time, but we'll check back in with you next week, Vance.
Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate it. Stacey, God bless you. I love you both. And come by the deli. Come for some breakfast. Let's get some hangover cash. I'm
going to have to set an alarm.
Go to the deli for food and work.
Yeah, there you go. Take care. Have
awesome.
a great weekend.
Thanks.
Thanks, Vance.
Bye.
So what are we going to talk about next week?
Let's find out. We'll spin the wheel. All right, best classic TV shows.
Okay. I love it. Do we want to put like we end at the 80s or 90s, or are we thinking like it's like 50s, 60s, 70s? What are we thinking?
Oh, I couldn't tell you anything about 50s, 60s, or 70s TV, really. So I think we got to include everything up to like 2015.
All right. We'll do it. All right. So
as long as it's good.
Exactly. So listen next week. We're going to talk about classic TV shows. You are listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey Heller and Eric Ryder. Have a great week, everybody.
Lowe's knows that more projects mean more tools. For a limited time, new and existing MyLowe's Rewards credit card members can get 12-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more, in-store and online. Don't wait to get the things you need. Get special financing today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Now through August 27th, choose 12-month special financing on purchases of $299 or more. Offer subject to credit approval and cannot be combined. Minimum monthly payments required. See store at Lowe's.com for details.